Hey there ladies and gents, and welcome to this next video in our e-commerce video tutorial series. I am busy building an e-commerce website to sell hair extensions, but this will help any of you looking to build an e-commerce website. First of all, I just want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, as well as for all of you watching the entire video series. If you've just managed to come by this video through maybe search or through the recommended section, I highly recommend you click this card that's going to pop up now and then watch the whole video series from day one through till today. Obviously, do it in your own time, don't do it all in one sitting, and that's why I've broken these videos up into different days. If you do want to follow along with the series, you will need a few things. You will need the Divi page builder as well as a domain name and web hosting. If you don't have any of these, please check the links in the description. There's a link to Elegant Themes where you can purchase a Divi builder, and then there's also a link to Green Geeks where you can purchase a domain name and web hosting. And then just to be transparent and upfront with you guys, if you do purchase through my links in the description, I do receive a commission, but you won't pay anything more. And then if you do go ahead and purchase through my links, guys, thank you so much. It means a lot to me and it does help support my channel and me. In today's video, we'll be carrying on with designing sections of the home page. In this video, we'll be designing the benefits section, the customer review section, as well as the category section. So now with that out of the way, let's get into it. In the last video, we finished our hero section, which is this top section which sits above the fold. And if we scroll down, our next section is the benefits section with our customer reviews. So let's start building that. What you want to do, you want to log in to your dashboard and then just open your website by clicking the website title over there. And you can open it in a new tab as I have. And then this will bring you to your home page. The next thing we want to do, we want to enable the visual builder. So let's select this option at the top here. Then let's scroll down and let's hover over this hero section we built yesterday. And let's click on the blue button to add another section. We want to choose regular section. And then let's just go to the front end of the website here. So we first have this heading, and that will go in a 1-column row. And then we have what we call blurb modules. And there's 3 of them, and there we will need a 3-column row. But let's start with the title. I'm just going to copy this for now. And let's head over to the builder, and let's select the 1-column row. The module we want to insert is a text module. So in the search bar, just type text, and then select the text module. We can then remove the placeholder text, and you will obviously type in your text for your heading. I'm just going to paste mine in. And then I'm just going to highlight the text and come up to where it says paragraph and make this a heading 2. Then let's come over to the text and hover over it. And then we can click on this edit button. For heading 2 font, I'm going to leave as default. For heading 2 font weight, I'm going to make this bold. For the heading 2 font style, on the website I've already built, you'll notice all the headings are in uppercase. As I've copied it, it's already uppercase, but I'm just going to select uppercase here as well. Then for heading text to alignment, I want it in the center, so I'm going to select that option. The heading to text color I'm going to leave as is. Then the heading to text size, I'm going to select the mobile icon, and now we can change it for the 3 view types. For desktop, I'm going to make it 36 pixels. Then let's go to tablet. Tablet, I'm going to make it 28 pixels. And then on phone, let's make it 24 pixels. So that's how the heading will look on phone. That's how it will look on tablet. And on desktop, that is how it will look. So that's all we need to do for this heading. We can then click the save button on the module. And we can hover over it. And we can add a new row by clicking the green plus button. And then we're going to select the 3-column row. So for insert module, we're going to use a blurb module. So I'm going to type in blurb. and that's how you spell it if I am not pronouncing it too well. And then let's select that module. And if we come over to the front end of the site I've already built, so we have these 3 blurb modules. It's got these icons on top with heading text at the bottom. So I'm just going to highlight this and I'm going to copy the text. And let's go to the builder again. And under title here, I'm just going to paste that text I've just copied. Again, you'll just use your own text over there. For the body text, I'm going to remove this text. And then if we come to image and icon and click on that, under use icon, we're going to select yes. And then we have a whole list of icons here that come with Divi. So I'm going to search for paint, I think it was. And then I'm just going to use it. It's like a palette. I think as you call it, a palette. I'm going to select that. And then that's all for the content section. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to hover over this icon and I'm going to click on the edit button. For the icon color, I'm going to use my primary color, which is this blue. For the image icon background color, I'm not going to select a color. Just let me select a color so you can see what happens. So if you select a color, it puts a background, a square background behind the icon. But I don't want that, so I'm just going to reset that. The image icon placement, you can either have it top or left. I'm going to leave it on the top. And then for the image icon width, I'm going to make this 80 pixels. And then guys, just when I put in pixels here, don't think you need to use exactly what I'm using for pixels. Make sure it looks good on your website. I'm talking about the fonts, the icons, and everything where I use size here. Just see what's good on your layout and then choose that font size. You don't have to go with exactly what I'm going with. But again, if you want to, you're more than welcome to. All right, image icon placement. I want it in the center and it's already selected like that. And then we can scroll down. And I think that's all we're going to do for the icon. So let's hover over the title we put in and let's click on that edit button. So you'll notice the title is a heading 4. So for the title font, I'm going to change this to what my paragraph font is, and that is the Inter font. I just don't want this title to be the same as my main titles, and that's why I'm changing it to my paragraph font. For title font weights, I'm going to make this medium. The title font style, I'm not going to make any changes there. The title text alignment, I'm going to use the center option. The title text color, I'm going to leave as default. And then for title text size, again, I'm going to click on the mobile icon. For desktop, I'm going to make it 28 pixels. On tablet, I'm going to make it 24 pixels. And for phone, I'm going to make it 20 pixels. And then I'm going to go back to the desktop mode. And that's all we need to do for the blurb settings, so we can save that. And then all we're going to do, we're going to duplicate this blurb now that we've already made, because now all the settings are in there and we won't have to style the other blurbs. So let's duplicate it twice and then just drag it over to the other columns. So for my second blurb, I've got these, I don't know, they hands. So let's just copy the text that I'm going to use. Let's go back to the builder and let's now click on the second blurb module. Let's click on those settings and I'm just going to paste my text in here under the title. Then let's go to the image and icon and let's search for, I think hands is appropriate. It's not coming up there. So guys, it took me a while to find this. I couldn't find the icon using the search feature and I can't remember what I typed in to get this icon. So yeah, I'm sorry if you want to use this icon. I just can't seem to find it if I try search for it. I can't remember what I called it. But it is, if you want to use this icon, it's on the very left column, about what, maybe a quarter down. So you'll just need to search for it. And that's all we need to do for that one. Then we can save it. So let's just go back to the website I've already built. I'm just going to copy this text over here. Come to the builder and then I'm going to click onto this last blurb and I'm going to replace the text. And then for the image and icon, I think it was this one that I used. Let me just check. It looks like that one. Yeah, so it's that one. And then that's all we're going to do for the benefit section. Then we can click save. And let's just have a look on tablet, how it looks. So that's how it will look on tablet. And that's how it will look on phone. So let's go back to the website I built. And then the next one we're going to do is the customer reviews. What I'm going to do, let's duplicate this entire column, the very first column with our heading. And let's drag it below the blurb modules. And then I'm just going to copy this texture. And then we can come into the module and just paste the text. And now, because the styling was done already, we just have to put in our text. And then we can save that. The next thing we need is this slider. And if you click on these arrows, you can slide through the quotes or the testimonials or reviews. So let's do that. So let's add a new row. And we just want a one column row. And then let's search for slider. And we're going to select this option over here that says slider. So let's first put in our text. So I'm going to come into the first slide here. So these are your slides, and this is where your different reviews will go. So let's click on the first one. And for the title, I'm going to take that out. For the button text, I'm going to take that out as well. And I'm just going to copy some text from my other screen here. And I'm going to paste it into the body. And then the text between the quotes, I'm going to italicize this. So I'm going to click on this I here, which you'll see if I hover over it, it says italic. And that will just look like quote text. And then the rest I'm going to leave. And then I'm going to click, you can either save it and you'll come back to the first screen. And let's go into the second slide. And then I wanted to also show you can also click this back button and it will take you to the same screen. So again, let's delete the title. Let's delete the button text. And then again, I'm just going to copy some text from my other screen here. And I'm going to paste it into the body text. And then again, just make the text in between the quotation marks italic. And I'm just going to click on the back button, and I'm just going to duplicate this last one and go into the settings here. And I'm just going to quickly grab more text. And then I'm just going to paste it in here. And just again, make that text italics. And also to make it simple, you'll see here you've got your new slide, new slide, new slide, and that will mean nothing. If you have a lot of reviews or testimonials, what you want to do is maybe come into the settings. And for instance, this is Jane's review. So if you click on admin label right at the bottom here, you can just put in the name of the person who's given the review. So your slides will have those names on it instead of just slide or whatever it was. I can't remember now, but that might just organize it a bit better for you. Next thing we want to do, I don't have a background color on this slide. So let's go to background here. Okay, so maybe it's not there. Maybe it's actually, okay, that's where it is. So sorry about that. You need to actually go into the actual slides and just make it transparent. I'm just going to go into this one and make that one transparent as well. And then go into the last one and make that transparent. If you guys want a background color, please feel free to put in a background color. Then we can go back. And now let's go into the design tab. And I'm not going to do anything with overlay. The navigation, so the navigation is our arrows. And I think I missed something here. If I go back to content, sorry, I did. We need to click on elements. And just make sure show arrows is selected as yes, and the arrows will be, when you hover over this, you'll see these arrows here. And the show controls You can also select yes, and the controls are these dots at the bottom. So just make sure that's all selected. If you don't want them, again, you can select no. Then go to the design tab and let's click on navigation. So the arrow color, I want my black. So you'll see now when I hover over it, it's black. And for my dot navigation, I also want black. And then we don't have an image, so we don't have to style anything there. For the text, you'll see it center aligned here. I actually want it left aligned. So I don't know if you can see it now, but it's moved to the left. Title text, I don't have a title, but if you have a title, that's where you'll style it. But I do have body text, so I'm going to click into that. For the body font, I'm going to leave as default. The body font weight, I'm going to leave as regular. For body font style, I'm not going to make any changes there. Body text align, we've already changed it over here on the text. Then body text color, I'm going to click in here. I'm actually going to use my paragraph color, which is the £sign and then 777. And you'll see our text is showing now. You can save that. Then body text size, I'm going to click on the mobile icon. And for desktop, I'm going to leave it as 18 pixels. For tablet, I'm going to make it 16 pixels. So you'll see that's how it looks there. And then on phone, let's just see how it looks. I just want to make it a bit smaller, so I'm going to make it 14 pixels on phone. Perfect. And then I'm just going to go back to the desktop mode. And then we don't have a button. Sizing, spacing, border, box shadow, filters, transform. I'm going to leave that all alone. I just want to come down to animation. And yeah, you can put on an animation. So if you want an automatic animation, meaning it slides automatically between the reviews, you can just switch it on there, and you can, that is 7 seconds. So 7,000 is 7 seconds. 10,000 would be 10 seconds. And then you can continue automatic slide on hover. So if that's off, it means it will continue to slide. But if you put it on when someone hovers over it, the animation will stop. But I'm going to leave it as off so that the customer has to actually scroll through using the arrows or these controls at the bottom. And sorry, I forgot animation style. You can select it to fade, slide, bounce. So just to show you that some of these are a bit crazy. But you could decide what you want. Maybe fade would be good for me. So if I click on the next one, that's how it will look. Or you can just have it as none. And I think it kind of does the same thing. So I'm just going to leave that as is. And that is us done with the customer review slide. So we can save that. And then let's just save our page as well. And then I'm just going to go to the front end here and I'm going to refresh it. And we'll see there is our benefits section with our customer reviews, and then they can click through the reviews. The next section we need to build is our category section. Let's go back to the builder. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the blue button now, and let's add a new section. And the first thing we need to do is put in our heading. So I'm just going to copy this. And what I'm going to do, I need a 2-column row. So I'm going to add 2 columns now. And I'm going to go out of the module. And what I want to do, I actually want to duplicate this row here. Because of the styling's already done here, it's easy just to drag it here and just change the text out. So let's duplicate that row and then drag that row just above our 2 columns here. And then what we can do, we can click in there and we just have to change this text like that. And then we can save that. Then notice the section has this light blue background. So let's do that. I'm going to come into the section settings, which is the blue box. Then we're going to select the background section. And for background color, which it's on as default, I'm going to select my light blue. And there's the hex code if you want to use the same color. And then we can save that. Then we want to come to the first column here. Let's add a new module. And the module we want to add is an image module. So we don't want the Woo product images. We just want the normal image module. So let's select that. And then let's select the image. And I'm just going to drag in images from my other screen here. So there is our images. I'm going to select my first image. And guys, if you want to use exactly the same images I'm using, check the description for the link. You can download the images from there. And then I'm going to select this button to upload an image. And then let's come over to the Design tab. Let's click on Alignment, and let's just make sure the image is centered. And then the only other thing I want to do, let's come over to Border, and I want to put these rounded corners over it. So for rounded corners, I'm going to make this 20 pixels all around, and you'll see it gives us rounded corners. You'll then notice you can hover over this image, and it will take you, if you look, sorry, I'm just going to move my mouse here. Just if you look at the screen at the bottom left-hand corner, if I hover over it, it takes you to the actual product category of Bob's style. So let's sort that out. Let's go back to the content, and let's click on this link option. And for image link URL, now, unfortunately, with product categories, we can't use dynamic content. Well, at least I don't think we can. So we actually need to go into the back end of our dashboard. We need to hover over products, and we need to open the categories tab. And over here is our list of categories. So for the Bob style, all you need to do is just hover over it, and where it says view, just right click and copy the link address. Let's go back to the builder, and under image link URL, we can paste in that link. And then the last thing, when we hover over it, you'll see the image gets this effect where the opacity is a bit less. So we go back to the front end and go to the Design tab, and we come over to Filters, and we click on that. There's a whole bunch of filters we can use here, but we want to use the opacity filter, and we only want to use it on hover. So let's click on the cursor icon, and let's click on the hover state, and I'm going to make the hover state 70% opacity, and you'll see it gets that lighter shade. If we go back to desktop, it's this normal 100%. So that's all we're going to do on that first image, so we can save that. The next thing we need to do, we need to add a button under the image. So just hover over the image, and let's click on this gray Add New Module button. And then let's search for button, and then select the button module. So the button says, it's actually got the category name. So for the text, we're going to put in Bob, and then a link again, just button link URL. We can just paste that link we copied from our product categories page and just put it in there. And then we can go to Design, and then let's come over to button and select that, and for use custom styles for button, we're going to select yes. Now the buttons have most of the styles. There's just a few things I want to change. So for button text size, I want to click on the mobile icon. For desktop, I want to make it 20 pixels. For tablet, I'm going to actually leave it on 20 pixels, and then for phone, I'm going to make it 16 pixels. Let's go back to the desktop mode. The button text color, the white is fine. Then the button background color, I do want it the blue, but you'll see when I hover over it, there's basically a transparent hover state. So let's click on button background, let's click on the cursor icon, and let's go to hover. And I want to make it my dark blue, but I just want to bring the opacity down to 70%, the same as we did for the image. Right, so if we go back to the normal state and I hover now, you'll see it doesn't have the transparent color. Then I just want to remove this icon here, so I'm going to scroll down to where it says show button icon, and I'm going to select no. Then if I just go to the website I've already built, you'll see the button stretch right until the end of the image. So we're going to need to add some code. So in the description, you'll find a link to a code pen, and it will bring you to this page. So just click on that link, but open it in a new tab. And we've already used some of this code in yesterday's video, which was the first two comments over here. We want to come now down to this home page, style section, and button custom CSS. And I call it the style section because you'll see it's got the word style in the heading. So that's why I've just named it like that. What you want to do, you want to copy the code here where it starts with the width, 100%, and also the code that says text align center. So copy this entire code. Let's go back to our builder and let's come to the advanced section and let's select custom CSS. Then in this main element, just click in there and then right click and paste. And you'll see now our button stretches to the end of the image. So that's it for the button. We can save that. Now all we need to do is duplicate this image and drag this image into the other column. Then we're also going to duplicate this button and drag this button into this column. So we want to change out this image, and we also want to get the link for the headband, well in my case the headband category. So let's first go to the category. I'm going to come to headband, just hover over it. I'm going to hover over view here, right click and copy the link address. I'm then going to come to the builder here. I'm going to click on the image settings. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to change out the image. I'm going to select the headband image and then click this button to upload an image. And then I'm going to come to link here and highlight that, make sure it's removed totally, and then paste in my new link. And we can save that. And I'm just going to come to the button here, click on those settings, and I'm going to change this to headband. Again, open the link here. Just remove this link entirely and paste in the new link. And then we can save that. Now all we need to do now is duplicate this row. So let's duplicate that row. And again, I'm just going to do the same for my other categories here, and you would do the same as well. So I'm just going to quickly fast forward through this part. So I have now put in all my categories here. You might have much more than I do, but this is all I have, so I'm done with mine. Next thing I want to do, I want to have a look at how this looks on tablet. So let's click on the tablet view. So the first thing, I think for a tablet, these images are too large. We can still actually have it as on the desktop where the images are alongside one another in a row like that. So if I click on tablet, and we come to the first row here, let's click on the settings and let's go to the advanced tab and let's go to custom CSS. And then if we come to this code pen again, the next line of code here is under home page, style section, row custom CSS, and it mentions desktop and tablet. So let's copy this code that says display flex. Let's go back to the builder, and under the main element, let's click in there, right click, and then paste. Now as you'll see that they've moved alongside one another and they're not stacked like over here. But the one problem is you'll see there's barely no space there. So what we're going to do, if we come back to that code pen, let's just ignore the next line of code for now and come to the next one that says home page, style section, and you'll notice there's column 1 custom CSS for a tablet. So let's copy this code that says margin right 24 pixels. And then let's go back to the builder and let's go back to content and let's come to the first column, settings. Let's go to the advanced tab and let's come to custom CSS. And in the main element here, let's click in there, let's right click and paste that code. And you'll see now there's some nice spacing between the two images. Now let's go click on this back button and let's go back to the advanced tab in your row settings. Let's go back to custom CSS and let's click on the mobile icon. So for tablet we find what I want to do, I want to click on phone. Now on phone for me this gets a bit too small. So I wanted to go back to stacking underneath one another. So what we can do is go back to that code pen. Let's just go above now to this code that we skipped, and it will be the home page, style section, row custom CSS, and specifically for phone. Let's copy this code that says display block. Let's go back to the builder and make sure you're on main element and you're on the phone view, and let's click in there and right click and paste, and you'll see now it stacks. Then what we need to do, because we've now put some margin right on the column, you can't really see it, but it does make a bit of a difference. So just to get that back to 0, let's go back to content. Let's click on column 1. Let's click on the advanced tab. Let's go back to custom CSS. And again, let's click on the mobile icon. Sorry, I've made a mistake here. I'm just going to unselect this. I just want to take this. This is actually, we don't want it on the desktop. We only want it, if you see here, it must only be on tablet. So there it says tablet for the margin 24 pixels. So sorry about that. That's my fault. Make sure that we click on the mobile icon for main element. Go to the tablet view. Let me just scroll down here. You'll see now there's no spacing again. And let's just paste that code again. So now there's spacing. Let's come to the phone view. And then I just want to make it 0 pixels again. So if you come down here to home page, style section, again, column 1, custom CSS, and specifically for phone. Let's copy this margin right, 0 pixels. Let's go back to the builder and let's just paste it in here. And there we go. So let's go back to the desktop view. We can save that. And we just need to fix this one as well. I should have actually, to save time, and I'm sorry I didn't do this, we should have just styled this whole first column, then duplicated it. But unfortunately I didn't do that, so let's quickly do this one. We're going to go into the row settings, come to the advanced tab, come to custom CSS. Let's go to the code pen and it will start you at the top again. So we're going to home page, style section, row custom CSS for desktop and tablet. Let's copy display flex over here. Let's go back here. Main element, let's click in there and paste the code. So you'll see now it's done what it's supposed to do. Let's come back to the code pen. Let's copy this display block. Let's come back to the builder. Let's click on the mobile icon and make sure we're on phone. You see now it's alongside one another. We don't want that on phone. So let's paste our code there and it will then stack again. Let's go back to content. Let's come to the first column. Let's go to advanced and then custom CSS. Let's head back to the code pen. Let's get this margin right, 24 pixels, and copy that. We'll go back to the builder. And again, just remember to hover over main element, click the phone icon, make sure we're on tablet. You'll see that doesn't have that spacing. So let's click in there, make sure you're on tablet. Let's not make the same mistake I made last time by not putting it on tablet. And let's paste that in there. And you'll see now there's a gap. And we can just go to phone. Let's click in there. Let's right click and paste. And instead of 24 pixels, we're going to have to actually copy it. So just come here to the code pen and then under home page, style section, column 1 CSS for phone. Let's copy this margin right, 0 pixels. Come to the builder and let's paste it in here. Perfect. We can save that. Save it again. Let's go back to desktop mode. And there is our category section done. So guys, this video is getting a bit long again. So I'm going to actually stop it here. And let's see what we have left to do. So we just have the why choose a hair shop, the on sale, and the frequently asked questions. So I'm sure in the next video we will finish this up. So what we're going to do, if we just go back to the builder, let's just save our changes we've made here. Let's go to the front end and let's refresh our page. So this is what our home page looks like so far. So we have our hero section. We have our benefits section with our customer reviews. And then we have our category section. And let's just right click and let's inspect it. And then let's click on our toggle device toolbar here. Let's go to tablet and let's have a look at what it looks like on tablet. So there's our hero section. There's our benefit section with our customer reviews and our category section. And then let's check the phone. Go to the smallest phone. There's our hero section with our benefit section and customer reviews, and then our category section. So guys, well done on getting this far. We are nearly there. The next video should be the last video, so I should hopefully release that in the next day or two. Ladies and gents, thanks once again for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I really do appreciate your time, and I hope this video has taught you a bit about Divi and how to design sections and rows and how to use the modules in Divi. If I haven't explained something quite well, or maybe you just have a question, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. Otherwise, I've left my email address in the description. You can send me an email to that email address. Just remember to put links to your website either in the comments or on the email you send. And then if you do need a website built, e-commerce or a standard website, and you feel you don't either have the time or the expertise, please feel free to reach out to me. You'll find a link to my website in the description. You can click on that link and you can book a call on my website. Otherwise, again, use my email address and reach out to me there, and we can start discussing the project. And then if you've enjoyed this video and you found it useful, please consider leaving a like. It does help get my YouTube videos out to other people who may be searching for something similar. And then if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you are notified of every video I release. And lastly, if you are interested in other video tutorials, or maybe you want more advanced tutorials on Divi, there should be some playlists popping up around about now. Feel free to click on them and have a look. So until next time guys, I will see you soon. Have a good one. Cheers.